All right. Good evening. I'd like to call the Gurnee Village Board regular meeting of May 7th, 2018 to order. Roll call, please, Andy.
Ross.
Here.
Garner.
Here.
Balmas.
Present.
Hood.
Here.
Thorstensen.
Here.
Jacobs.
Here.
All present.
All right. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, I can honestly say this is the first time we've filled up all of the new seats. Well, welcome. It's so nice to have company tonight. We've got a lot of honorable things to do tonight, honoring some great people. But first, we're going to have public comment. If you'd like to address the board on a matter that's not on the agenda tonight, you can come to the microphone and state your name for the record. Once, twice. All right, you'll have another opportunity at the end of the meeting for public comment. I'll move on to the approval of the consent agenda as presented.
So moved.
Motion by Trustee Jacobs, second by Trustee Ross. Roll call, please, Andy.
Ross.
Aye.
Garner.
Aye.
Balmas.
Aye.
Hood.
Yes.
Thorstensen.
Yes.
Jacobs.
Aye.
6 aye.
Motion carries. Patrick, please read the consent agenda into the record.
Item number 1, approval of the minutes from the April 16, 2018 and April 23, 2018 Village Board meetings. Item number 2, approval of ordinance 2018-38, amending Chapter 10, Article 2, Section 10-34 of the Gurnee Municipal Code as it relates to amusement tax, collection and remittance clarification. Item number 3, approval of ordinance 2018-39, authorizing execution of a one-year contract extension with MC Squared Energy Services for the provision of electricity for the Village of Gurnee's electrical aggregation program, fixed rate of 7.38 cents per kilowatt hour. Item number 4, approval of Engineering Division's recommendation to award the East Grand Avenue Landscape Weekly Maintenance Contract to the sole bidder, Otto Damgard Sons, Inc., at a cost of $28,032. Item number 5, approval of annual performance bonus of 10% for Village Administrator. Item number 6, approval of payroll for period ending April 13, 2018 in the amount of $788,552.68. Item number 7, approval of payroll for period ending April 27, 2018 in the amount of $810,799.67. Item number 8, approval of bills for period ending May 7, 2018 in the amount of $832,753.55.
Thank you, Patrick. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda? Motion by Trustee Garner, second by Trustee Jacobs. Roll call, please, Andy.
Ross.
Aye.
Garner.
Aye.
Balmas.
Aye.
Hood.
Yes.
Thorstensen.
Yes.
Jacobs.
Aye.
6 aye.
All right, we're going to move on to petitions and communications, and this is one of our favorite nights of the evening because we are going to honor 3 absolutely wonderful people who have been influencing the future of this community. So I'm going to come down front. Trustee Hood's going to join me, and Tom and David Henderson are going to join me, and we're going to get the principals up here and make some awards. All right. So this, how many years have we been doing this? 4 or 5?
Yeah, I think 4 or 5.
All right. So 4 or 5 years, thanks to Trustee Hood and the wonderful generosity of the Hendersons, we're able to honor a Teacher of the Year each year from one of the 3 school districts. And first up is Gurnee School District 56, Dr. Hutton. Is going to come up and tell us why this teacher is so special. Brandy Zivalik.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, village trustees, and of course the Henderson family. We greatly appreciate your support of our schools, and not only in the actions, but actually financially too. So it's very much appreciated. We're sorry your dad can't be here tonight. Also, Trustee Hood, thank you for organizing this. Keeping superintendents organized, not the easiest thing in the world to do. As you mentioned, there's quite a few people here, and I think over half of them are D56 people. So we have this. Exactly. One thing we like to talk about in our district is the spirit of 56. And the teacher that we have tonight certainly exemplifies that. Brandy Zivlik has been one of the best hires I ever made. I'm going to take full credit for that, although a lot of the people, including Principal Patrick Jones is here, and Assistant Principal Mr. Lazar is also here, and lots of friends are here too. But Brandy's done amazing work in our district. If there's a job to be done, she steps up and does it. We have a team lead program, which is an anti-bullying program we run in our district, and Brandy runs that not only for Viking, but also one of the goals that we had for the program is to try to develop leaders at the middle school level and then try to put them in a leadership role with our younger kids. And we actually have those kids teach lessons for our kids in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. So it's a great program. She's also very involved in our RTI, and those are kids that may be having a little trouble with some of their schoolwork, and she's done a lot to help those kids as well. We have a PBIS program, which is a program that's designed kind of like Team Lead, where we really try to promote good character and good citizenship in our district. Brandy's involved with that. She's a 6th grade teacher. She teaches self-paced social studies, which I'd never seen before until I'd seen her do it. And also, ever since I've known her, I've said, Brandy, you need to be an administrator. You got what it takes. Mayor too. She could do it. That's right. She could do it. And so every year I would say, Brandy, you gotta get into administration. You can do this. And she was having children at the time, and I think she's finally had her last one. So we'll see. But she is, I'm happy to say, going into administration. In fact, this summer we run a teacher PD program over the summer, and Brandy's taken that on to do that as an intern in our office this summer. So it's pretty awesome, all the things she does, and there is no teacher in our district more representative of this award than Mrs. Zivlik. So it's my pleasure to recommend and to have you honor Mrs. Brandy Zivlik as the Gurnee District 56 Teacher of the Year.
All right, thank you. Wow. From District 50, who do we have representing District? All right. Woodland School District 50, Lori Casey. We have Tracy Streeter is our Teacher of the Year.
So let me start by thanking you very much. This has been a program that we have been doing for the last few years. And in Woodland, we had over 300 teachers that were nominated for this award. So that means 300 people that parents and staff and students took the time out to say how wonderful they were, and she rose to the top. So that tells you right there how special this woman is. Tracy is the type of teacher that everybody wants in their school. So she's the one that every principal is fighting for. She's the one that, if there's a committee, Tracy will volunteer to be on it. If there's a student that needs some extra help, Tracy's the first one to jump in line. She's taught regular education. She currently teaches special education. She's going into administration. She's finished her degree. We're trying to hang on to her. But she is the one that knows where students are and where they need to go, and knows that every child is an individual and takes them where they need to be at. So we can't tell you how much everybody loves Tracy, how much everyone is so happy to have Tracy with us. And everybody in our district knows Tracy because of what she's brought to us and to our children. So one of her nominations was from a parent that was just very special to read about how, what she's done for this family. So Tracy, congratulations, and thank you so much for allowing us to honor all of our amazing teachers, but especially someone like Tracy.
Good job. Wow. Last but not least, Dr. Algrim is going to represent Warren Township High School District 121 as we honor Mark Leach.
Thank you, Mayor. Mark, will you please join me? Each year at this very special event, I do try to make a point for those of you that don't know, this is not something that all communities do. It really is a very unique and special event, and thanks to the leadership of the Village of Gurnee and the generosity of the Henderson Foundation, it's really special. And when you talk to people in other communities about tonight, they say, boy, that is awesome. And it certainly is an opportunity for us to recognize a few of our great teachers, and obviously teachers do incredible work each and every year in all of our schools. Mark is an exceptional individual at Warren Township High School. He knows the community very well. He's a Lake County native and understands what the kids are like in Lake County and Gurnee. And for the last 17 years, he's been an academic resource teacher for us at Warren. He works at our Eau Plaine campus currently for 9th and 10th graders, and he works generally with some students that may not have had great success in some years of their schooling or are looking for a little direction. And at times, he's the perfect person to let them know that there's certain things that they need to be looking for. He gives them clear direction, he holds them accountable for their work, and he gives them incredible amount of support to allow them to take the next step in their academic journey. What he does better than anyone, though, is he truly establishes relationships of trust with his students and makes sure that they know how committed he is to them each and every day. In our work at Warren, our teachers select our Teacher of the Year, and there were so many comments from his peers regarding his just endless commitment to our students and to colleagues in creating a climate of support and making sure his kids know how bright their futures are. I know he's supported very well by his family, and he's spoken about that a lot in times in terms of how he got to where he is today. And I also know that I'm very proud to announce that our 2018 Teacher of the Year from Warren Township High School is Mark Leach.
Well, Dave and Tom, thank you so much for making this possible for very important people that do a lot for our community. Appreciate it, and especially Trustee Hood for bringing it forward. So good. Best night of the year. Wow. Wow. Talk about influencing lives. Amazing. All right, I'll give you all a minute.
So she was getting some awards, so they went down to Florida to be at the...
My kid's doing sign language.
Otherwise, Don's healthy, amazingly. You know, he's not... He's been falling a lot, so he's been hurting himself.
Each person.
Just keeps on coming back like it's no big deal.
All right. All right, second item. I am especially privileged tonight to put forth the following appointments as recommended, I'm recommending the following appointments for consideration by the board of probably one of the best teams in the state of Illinois. So for Village Administrator, Patrick Moots, Community Development Director and Assistant Village Administrator, David Ziegler, Village Engineer, Scott Drabicki, Public Works Director, Tom Rigwood, Police Chief, Kevin Woodside, Fire Chief and our ESDA Director, John Kavanaugh, Finance Director, Brian Gosnell, Treasurer, Patrick Moots, IMRF Agent, Brian Gosnell, Budget Officer, Patrick Moots, Village Attorney, I almost promoted you. Village Attorney, Brian Winter, Deputy Village Clerk, Donna Dallas, to the Planning and Zoning Board, Board Chairman with a term that will expire in 2020, Jim Sula. Board Member Edwin Paff, term expiring 2020. Board Member Brian Baugh, expiring 2020. To our Civil Service Commission, Ty Bonds, his term would expire in 2021. On our Ethics Commission, reappointment of David Egan. His term will expire in 2021. On our Pension Board, Ed Conakey. His term will expire in 2020, and also a reappointment of Ed to the Fire Pension Board. His term will expire in 2020. And reappointment of Yolanda Torres as our Administrative Hearing Officer. Her term will expire in 2019. So my pleasure to ask for a motion.
So moved. Second.
Woo, I think everybody wanted to do that motion. I think it was Trustee Ballmer, second by Trustee Garner. Roll call vote, please. Andy?
Ross.
Aye.
Garner.
Aye.
Balmas.
Aye.
Hood.
Yes.
Thorstensen.
Yes.
Jacobs.
Aye.
6 aye.
All right, motion carries. Thank you all, and we get to rock and roll for another year. All right. Next up is approval of a proclamation designating May 2018 as Building Safety Month in the Village of Gurnee. The Community Development Department and Fire Prevention Bureau address critical safety issues in the building environment that affect citizens in everyday life and in times of natural disaster. And our confidence is achieved through the devotion of building safety and fire prevention officials, architects, engineers, builders, laborers, and others in the construction industry who work year-round to ensure the safe construction of buildings. And these officials develop and implement the highest quality codes to protect Americans in the buildings where we live, work, and play. And the international codes, the most widely adopted building safety, energy, and fire prevention codes in the nation, are used by most U.S. cities, counties, and states. And Building Safety Month is sponsored by the International Code Council to remind the public about the critical role of our local code officials play in public safety by preventing fires, accidents, and ensuring structures are safe. And this year's theme, Building Codes Save Lives, encourages all Americans to raise awareness of the importance of building safety and resilient construction, fire prevention, disaster mitigation, and new technologies in the construction industry. And each year, in observance of Building Safety Month, Americans are asked to consider improvements to building safety and sustainability at home and in the community while acknowledging the service provided by local building departments that protect lives and property. Now, therefore, I, Christina Kovarik, Mayor of Gurnee, do hereby proclaim May 2018 as Building Safety Month in the Village of Gurnee. Do I have a motion to approve? Motion by Trustee Ross, second by Trustee Thorstensen. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Our next proclamation, a very important one. National Police Week from Sunday, May 13th through Saturday, May 19th, 2018. The Congress and President of the United States have designated May 15th as Peace Officers Memorial Day and the week in which May 15th falls as National Police Week. And the members of the Gurnee Police Department play an essential role in safeguarding the rights and freedom of Gurnee. It is important that all citizens know and understand the duties, responsibilities, hazards, and sacrifices of their law enforcement agency, and that members of our law enforcement agency recognize their duty to serve the people by safeguarding life and property, by protecting them against violence and disorder, and by protecting the innocent against deception and the weak against oppression. And the men and women of the Gurnee Police Department unceasingly provide a vital public service. Now, therefore, I, Christina Kovarik, Mayor of the Village of Gurnee, call upon all citizens of the Village of Gurnee and upon all patriotic, civic, and educational organizations to observe the week of May 13th through 19th, 2018 as Police Week. I further call upon all citizens of the Village of Gurnee to observe Tuesday, May 15th, 2018 as Peace Officers Memorial Day in honor of those law enforcement officers who, through their courageous deeds, have made the ultimate sacrifice in service to their community or have become disabled in the performance of duty, and let us recognize and pay respect to the survivors of our fallen heroes. Do I have a motion to approve? Motion by Trustee Garner, second by Trustee Jacobs. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right. And it is also National Public Works Week. May 20th through 26th, 2018. National Public Works Week is a celebration of the tens of thousands of men and women in North America who provide and maintain the infrastructure and services collectively known as public works. And National Public Works Week is observed each year during the third full week of May to raise the public's awareness of public works issues and to increase confidence in public works employees who are dedicated to improving the quality of life for present and future generations. And the support of an understanding and informed citizenry is vital to the efficient operation of public works systems and programs such as water, sewers, streets and highways, public buildings, and solid waste collection. And the health, safety, and comfort of this community greatly depends on these facilities and services, and people's attitudes and understanding of the importance of work performed by the dedicated personnel who staff public works departments improves the efficiency of such services. And the 2018 theme of The Power of Public Works recognizes the idea of essential service, community, and connection to quality of life and each other. Now, therefore, I, Christina Kovarik, Mayor of Gurnee, do hereby proclaim the week of May 20th through May 26th, 2018, as National Public Works Week in the Village of Gurnee, and I call upon all citizens to acquaint themselves with issues involved in providing public works services and to recognize the contributions which Public Works makes every day to our community. Do I have a motion to approve? Motion by Trustee Thorstensen, second by Trustee Garner. Roll call, or no, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right. Got some important weeks to celebrate this month. Okay. That's all the petitions and communications, so we'll move on to reports. And tonight, we have a group of young people from Gurnee District 56 Prairie Trail School Civics Club, and they're going to talk to us about taking care of the environment today and in the future. So do you have a spokesman, or you all want to step up to the microphone? Or you can all at least introduce yourselves. I have a handheld, too, if that's easier. You make sure they all...
It's true, especially at that age.
Welcome. Floor is yours.
Is it on?
That's on.
Hi, my name is Miss Lynch. I'm a fifth grade teacher at Prairie Trail, and I have our fifth grade civics club who is representing Our American Voice, which is a program that they're going to be talking about in just a moment. And they have been working hard the past few months about learning about the government and how to improve the community. And they actually have one project here that they put together that they're going to talk to you about. They actually did two projects this year to improve their community. The first one was improving the school community, so they did little mini projects. They made up a program at the school to help clean up the classrooms at the end of the day, and they did that for a month. And it really improved the students around the school actually keeping the classrooms clean, making sure the floor is clean. They did buddy reading, where they helped the fifth graders met with third graders and fourth graders and read to them and helped them with their schoolwork. They were also passing out compliments throughout the day. They were trying to make sure our school environment was a happy, clean environment. And so they have a similar idea for the Gurnee community. So I'm going to have each student introduce themselves. They're going to say their name, and then I'm going to bring it back up here, and they're going to go ahead and start their presentation.
Hi, I'm Evelyn. My name is Jocelyn.
My name is Brianna.
My name is Michaela.
My name is Shrake.
My name is Josie.
My name is Melanie.
My name is Alyssa.
My name is Anya.
My name is Jordan.
My name is Kayla.
My name is Angelina.
My name is Ruby.
Thank you. So girls, stay down here. Walk all the way down.
You guys can stand up here.
Hello, we are students at Perry Trail School. We are in a club called Civics Club, and Civics Club we learn about American history, government, and how to be a good citizen.
Our sponsor is Miss Lynch, a 5th grade teacher. We are also in a program called Our American Voice, which is based in Berwyn, Illinois. Civic Club students in grades 4th through 12 participated in Our American Voice this year.
We took a walk around the school and community and noticed that there was garbage everywhere. We then read about pollution and global warming afterwards.
We thought about how the garbage is adding to the pollution problem. Pollution can affect the rain. Acid rain can affect the soil and cause vegetation to die. Trees are being cut down and used for many paper and wood products. This can also lead to the decreased amount of oxygen in the air.
Global temperatures have increased about 1 degree Fahrenheit. If this continues, global warming may bring flooding as the seas warm up and expand. Also, galleries will melt and contribute to the rising seas.
There are many ways to fight this. We can start by using renewable resources such as wind, solar, and water power. We can also use a certain type of car called a hybrid car spends about $800 to $1,500 a year compared to a regular car at $2,500 to $2,800 a year.
%90 of the world's trash ends up in landfills. Americans throw away almost 40% of the food they buy every year, as well as 2 million batteries.
We want to do an Environment Awareness Day to clean up certain areas of Gurnee. We want to make posters about taking care of the environment in our community to hang in the area. We're asking for your support for this idea. Thank you for your time, and please let us know your thoughts about this.
Wow, very good. That was very, very, very good. I think we all agree with you guys. I like the idea of an Environmental Awareness Day. We might stretch it over more than a day because we have social media. But you know what? We have a new business moving into town that you guys are going to like. It's called Batteries and Bulb. We're doing the grand opening June 3rd. We're done. I'm pretty sure it's June 3rd. But they're a business that sells batteries and bulbs. But the business owner came to see me, and what's most important to him is he wants to work with the community to recycle batteries and bulbs so they don't end up in the landfill. I think if I contact him and get him in touch with you guys, he would want to work with us on an environmental awareness. Maybe we just focus on some of the worst things that really end up in the landfill and start tackling it that way. I think you guys did a great job. I'm going to make sure I get your teacher's contact information, and we'll get the business owner from Batteries and Bulb, and we'll see if we can get this going, and we'll be ready to rock it in the fall with a whole awareness campaign. Jack, I know, will help us work on that too. I think that's a great idea, you guys. Good work. Thank you. All right. Guys are more than welcome to stay, but I'm sure you've got homework you got to get done tonight. That's a great idea. Okay, thank you. Make sure Jack's got your contact information, email, because I know he'll work with you guys. He'd love to take on a project and do a whole campaign. Yeah, that's good. All right. That's the best of our future right there.
I know.
That's nice.
That was awesome.
Thank you for coming. I hope more students follow the lead here and come bring us ideas that we can work on together. I think that's a great way to take charge and make a difference. All right. Do we have any other reports tonight?
No.
All right. So we are going to move on. No old business, right?
Correct.
All right. So we're going to move on to new business. The first is approval of ordinance 2018
40.
Approving the collective bargaining agreement between the Gurnee Firefighters Union, IAFF Local 3598, and the Village of Gurnee for the term beginning May 1st, 2018 through April 30th, 2022.
Sure. So we talked about this at an executive session back on April 2nd. I'll just kind of run through the highlights. Nothing has changed since we talked about those terms. So Chief Kavanaugh sat down and met with the union stewards for the fire department and just worked this out across the table. There was no attorneys involved, so that's always a testament to our relationship with the union and save some financial dollars, so that's good. I had a memo from our HR director, Christine Palmieri. I'll run through some of the highlights. So continue with the CPI formula and the market adjustment to keep them at the 75th percentile compared to their comparables. Had some shift in the time around with some addition of a Kelly float day, but some elimination of personal time. Had an adjustment in the vacation schedule to bring them in sync with where other comparables and the police department's at. $40 increase in the clothing allowance, and then a $30 increase in 2020. Many years have gone by where there was no adjustments to the clothing allowance. Payment of a $40 renewal fee for a paramedic licensing, so that's $40 per each employee that we'll have to pay every 4 years, so not a huge dollar amount. And then just some miscellaneous cleanups of the language due to some changes in law. So it's a solid contract, fair for both sides. Like I said, got it done in a couple sessions across the table, and a 4-year deal. So we'll have some time go by before we're back before the village board talking about this. So it's ready for your consideration.
Good work, Chief and Christine. It's a win-win all the way around. Do I have a motion to approve? Motion by Trustee Ross, second by Trustee Jacobs. Roll call, please, Andy.
Ross.
Aye.
Garner.
Aye.
Balmas.
Aye.
Hood.
Yes.
Thorstenson.
Yes.
Jacobs.
Aye.
6 aye.
Motion carries. Item number 2, approval of ordinance 2018-41, approving an agreement for use of right-of-way between the Village of Gurnee and MCI Metro Access Transmission Corp., doing business as Verizon Access Transmission Services. Patrick?
Sure. So we had a memo from our village engineer, Scott Derbicki, on this. Verizon wants to put some fiber in our right-of-ways. We don't have the ability to issue franchise agreements anymore. State takes care of that, so the best we can have is basically a right-of-way agreement. So Scott has worked through this. Attorney Winter's taken a look at it. Some of the highlights of the right-of-way agreement, obviously they need to obtain permits from us for installation, so we'll take a look at those and either approve them or disapprove and work with them on them. Got to restore any damage they do. It's an initial 20-year agreement with subsequent 20-year extensions that are automatically renewed unless there's a cancellation notice sent. And then if we get into a situation where what they've got in the right-of-way is in our way, they've got 90 days to move it. So basically it's about the best we can do given our authority that we still have at the local level as it relates to the right-of-ways in town. So similar to other agreements we've passed.
So this, Verizon's bringing fiber optic in, and Chris, refresh my memory, Xfinity or Comcast already has it up to the subdivisions?
This would be for their wireless service.
Oh, okay, so not anything to do with...
Residences.
Okay, all right, that's the difference.
Comcast clearly has the most fiber closest to our residents in the provision of internet service.
Okay, so it's a different purpose, thank you. I knew there had to be something there I was missing. All right, any questions from the trustees?
So moved.
Motion by Trustee
Second.
Balmas, second by Trustee Jacobs. Roll call, please.
Ross.
Aye.
Garner.
Aye.
Balmas.
Aye.
Hood.
Yes.
Thorstenson.
Yes.
Jacobs.
Aye.
6 aye.
All right, motion carries. Item number 3, approval of request from Information Systems Director Chris Velkover to waive the formal bidding requirement and award 911 consolidation microwave link connection between the Gurnee and Zion Police Departments to current technologies at a cost of $78,774.28.
Sure. So you had a pretty detailed memo from Chris. I'll run through it, and then any technical questions or anything I screwed up, Chris will correct me. So when we envisioned the connection with Zion, we envisioned two connections. Fiber optic connection provided by Comcast, which we currently have in place, and then a wireless connection that would come later and provide redundancy. So now that the 911 is up and running, and Chris has had some time to focus on the wireless, which is much more complicated, he's ready to bring this proposal forward. It's got multi-players involved, multi-pieces. It would go from Gurnee Police Station to Northwest Water Tower to a water tower owned by the Village of Beach Park, and then up to the Zion Police Department. Required FCC licensing, which he's secured. Had to look at water tower structurals, which they've done. And with different agencies involved, each agency has preferred vendors that they work with or that has worked with on their equipment. So being that we need other agencies to make this happen, it's in our best interest to use who they like to use on their towers, and it only makes sense if someone came to us wanting to do anything on our property, we'd want to use our preferred vendors. So you've got a couple different vendors involved here. The one we're looking at right now is the biggest chunk of this. That's Current Technologies. We've already used them for some preliminary work, been happy with what they've done. Other communities have used them, as Chris laid out in his memo. The other proposals for the work with Radicom and installation services, we're still working through those, but those costs will be under the $20,000 threshold that I can approve, and it's been approved in the budget to have this work done. We want to get going with Current Technologies because part of this work is reimbursable under the State of Illinois 911 consolidation grant that we were awarded. But the window to get requests in for reimbursement doesn't stay open forever. So that's kind of under the gun as far as that perspective. So we've got the proposal from Current Technologies that adds up to the $78,000, $78,774.28. This would be work related to project management and labor, installation materials, licensing, and manufacturer services, and then microwave equipment. So we want to get going with them, work on firming up the other ones as we go forward. But like I said, this is a pretty big chunk, and we want to get this in under the consolidation grant. Anything that wouldn't be covered under the consolidation grant would be paid for by the JETSB, the combined 911 board. So that's it in a nutshell. Like I said, Chris is here to provide further detail if it's wanted.
Trustee Ross?
I just had a question about waiving the formal bidding process. That's because it's complicated, or that's because there's so many people involved, or?
Right. So when we started out on this process, we looked to what other similar projects, how they were handled, and Lake County had done a project through Lake County ETSB for a similar project doing 9 sites, a bigger project than ours. And as part of that, they had gone through an exhaustive process, and they had a most favored nation clause in their agreement that said that other people could utilize that vendor at that pricing structure and whatnot. So that was where we started out underneath that. Did our FCC licensing, had the design done, and all those types of things, and that was all done by Current. We'd like to stay with Current for the remainder of working through this at the rates that Lake County did through their process.
Thank you.
Do you ever think 911 consolidation would be this complicated?
Well, I think I could summarize it best in what the state 911 administrator told us. We met with her well over a year ago, and she said that July sounded like a fine date, and we could certainly be done by July 2018. Then we had to correct her and say that we were going to get it up and running by July 2017. And I would say in retrospect, she knew what she was talking about. But everybody pitched in and worked really hard to make this work. This has lagged behind a little bit because it's had the most hurdles. There's been everything from licensing to structural analysis to intergovernmental agreements. There's been a lot of moving parts on it. And we've thrown a couple other projects in prior to finishing the 911 consolidation. So we're really kind of time constrained at this point.
Yeah, the issue is Chris is the only one that knew it would be this
complicated.
difficult. The rest of us were the ones that were like, yeah, this, isn't going to be this complex, so.
God, just
He's
reading
the only one
the
that
specs on
understood that.
this, I'm like, it's like another language practically. Good job, thank you.
Thank you.
Other questions?
Nope.
Motion to approve?
Make a motion.
Motion by trustee Garner, second by trustee Ross. Roll call, please, Andy.
Ross.
Aye.
Garner.
Aye.
Balmas.
Aye.
Hood.
Yes.
Thorstenson.
Yes.
Jacobs. 6A.
All right, motion carries. Item number 4, approval of resolution 2018-05,
05.
establishing certain property of the Village of Gurnee to be surplus. Community Development Units number 367, 475, and 475. Police Department Units 144 and 157. And Public Works Units number 268, number 290, number 296, and number 682. Wow, I can't even believe we had trucks that are that's 20 years old.
Yeah.
It's a lot of trucks. Any questions about what we're...
Yeah, well, and just
declaring?
one point. So I handed out a memo quickly before the meeting from Tom Rigwood that in addition to these vehicles, we've also had a request from a local Eagle Scout who's working on a project out at Swan Cemetery on Winchester Road in Fremont Township. And as part of that project, he was looking to see if we had any flagpoles laying around that he could utilize. So we do have some flagpoles laying around at Public Works that have been laying up there
What a
for
great cause.
probably, 7 or 8 years at this point. So if it's okay with the village board, on the resolution, the exhibit, we would amend it to add, in addition to the vehicles, 1 flagpole, and then help this Eagle Scout out with that, and then rid us of a flagpole. We have plenty up there. If we find use for them, we've got 6 still laying up there, I think, after this, so.
Any objection to amending the exhibit to add a flagpole?
No objection.
All right, do I have a motion to approve? Motion by trustee Jacobs, second by trustee Thorstenson. Roll call, right?
Yep.
Roll call, please, Andy.
Ross.
Aye.
Garner.
Aye.
Balmas.
Aye.
Hood.
Yes.
Thorstenson.
Yes.
Jacobs.
Aye.
6A.
All right, motion carries. It's the end of new business. I'll reopen the floor to the public for comment. Young ladies, any comments for us tonight? You're the only public left. All right, then do I have a motion to adjourn? Motion by trustee Balmas, second by trustee Jacobs. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you.